like the day after my 23rd birthday. My birthday fell on a Thursday, but I had school, so I kind of went out for it, but not really. I just went to Fishtails, and my friend from my hometown, I'd go out to Burlington with her on a lot of the weekends. She like really wanted to go out that weekend, and since I had kind of celebrated Thursday and I had gone out with her like the weekend prior, I just had a bad feeling, like a gut feeling that something bad was gonna happen, and I didn't really want to go out, but I mean, she kept pressuring me, so finally I fell into peer pressure, and I kind of was thinking, well, I always end up having a fun time, and I was like fine up until a point, and then all of a sudden I was just so drunk. I don't remember this part either, but she said that I agreed to letting her drive my car, and somehow I got into the passenger seat and she got in the driver's seat. So next thing I know, I wake up to her screaming and crying in the driver's seat, like screaming and crying, Brenna, wake up, wake up. She was like, I think I fell asleep, we crashed. And when I came to, I was like leaning forward on the dashboard, but I was like kind of out of it, and I didn't realize what was going on. So when I came to, I thought she was being ridiculous, like, oh, we must have gotten to a fender bender or something. But at that point I was still calm. So I looked up and I just calmly stated, my legs are broken. And all I could think was, I'm gonna lose my legs way up at the hip. I'm gonna have no legs. And that's when I started to panic, and I started to like squirm and wiggle and push, and I just kept pushing and screaming, and I think it was the shock, but all I could scream was, get me out. And I finally relaxed. All of a sudden, I've just never been so tired. I've never been so exhausted. I just felt like I was like slowly, like I felt like I was dying. No, I do remember something. They woke me up before my emergency surgery, so my family could see me, and I remember parts of being awake and intubated, and I remember the tube in my throat, and it felt like a choking sensation, and I tried to talk before they warned me not to, and it like chokes you, and then you're coughing, and the coughing does the same thing as talking, so you literally just have to just fight that and relax to get it to go away, and I made that mistake twice. So I was trying to say sorry to my parents, but they have you handcuffed down so you don't rip the tube out, and I was like, I couldn't get it up, like, sign language, I'm sorry. Okay, I thought my parents would too. They didn't, so they kept thinking I was hungry, and I was like, they didn't, finally after like 15 minutes they understood it was, I'm sorry. And then I was just awake, and then I was in the hospital, and I had another surgery. I had that taken out and the femur rod put in 3 days later. And then I was only in the hospital for a week, and they transferred me to rehab. Ended up choosing Fanny Allen, which was not only the best option, but it was only like 10 minutes down the road, if even. I was an athlete, I was gonna do this. And by the time I had left rehab, I was standing with full weight without a walker on my left leg. At this point, I still wasn't quite ready to think about school because I still had such a far road ahead of me. Instead of graduating in like December, I'm just doing a full year. It really, to put everything into perspective, I really didn't care. I mean, I was like alive and I had my legs. I wasn't paralyzed. I'm starting to walk again. So I wasn't really upset that it would take me another semester. It's hurt my grades, I think, because just what you said, like I'm alive and I have a second chance. Like, that's really how I feel. I have a second chance.